Thank you, Web Sports fans. Welcome to the third edition of Padded Up. I'm Sam Furler.
And I'm Fish. This week, we saw the Oilers take on the undefeated Chiefs in the early game, and in the late one, saw the Eagles, coming off a bye, take on the winless Spartans.
I caught up with a couple of players from around the league and got their thoughts on the games. That and extended highlights after the results here on Padded Up. Let's kick off with the early game, Oilers taking on the Chiefs. Oilers came out with a strong first drive and ended it with running in for a touchdown. Next couple of drives didn't see much until the Chiefs intercepted a pass, but celebrations were short-lived as the Oilers picked up a safety shortly after. At the beginning of the second quarter, Chiefs ran it in for a touchdown and were able to celebrate a little more leading out the end of the half. Chiefs had some great pass plays, got an awesome block in, and thanks to their air game, grabbed the lead and celebrated a little more in the change rooms with 13-8 score. In the second half, it was more about the Oilers and their relentless need to score. Chiefs had some good plays and defensive stops, but it was the Oilers' time to shine with their passing game. Oilers grabbed another 2 TDs and converted on their Pats. Final score, Oilers 22, Chiefs 13. We're here with Rob from the Oilers, quarterback, here on Padded Up. Rob, pretty convincing win from you guys and the team against the Chiefs. How'd you feel about coming into the game?
Well, we knew we had to win this one to keep in touch with the top group. So after the convincing win last week against the Razorbacks, we wanted to make sure that we stepped it up this week and keep the flow going. Main object was to keep the running game going and then try a little bit through the air towards the end. But yeah, it was convincing the way our running game was running that I didn't have to do much as quarterback, so it was good.
Alrighties, we're here with Drew from the Chiefs playing left tackle. Drew, how'd you go with the game? How did you feel?
Yeah, it was all right. We got some things that we really need to work on. Practice-wise, we just had some alignment problems on offense and defense. We had one of our key receivers left with a concussion in the beginning of the game. A couple of penalties, not having enough men on the line of scrimmage. But other than that, we definitely had some positive drives. When we had a 90-yard drive, I think we only allowed 1 sack. The offensive line worked really well. So yeah, it was all right. But we didn't win. So that's the main thing.
That's the main thing.
Yeah.
With that said, how do you think you're going to be able to continue going back up the ladder? How do you think you can improve?
Yeah, practice. I mean, practice is pretty much the main thing. If we know what we're doing when we go out there and we're confident we can do it at full speed. So that's about it. We had a couple of starters weren't out here tonight. You know, but at the end, there's no excuses. Congrats to the Oilers. We like those guys a lot, and they always fight hard. So it was a good game. Good game.
It's a good game.
Yeah.
Good game. Good win. Bad loss.
Yeah.
Everything. No worries. Thanks, Drew.
Yeah. Love Padded Up, by the way.
Into the late game, and we saw the Eagles return off the bye to take on the Spartans. In the first quarter, the Eagles had a good series of run plays and threw it into the end zone to end with 6. Their pat was no good. Beginning the second quarter, and the Spartans got into it and threw for a touchdown and rubbed it in with a 2-point conversion. By the end of the half, the Eagles had scored 2 more times, pulling them ahead, but a late rally from the Spartans saw them squeeze in one last TD before the major break, leaving the score 22-16. But in the third quarter, both teams had a strong offensive and defensive plays, but it was the Eagles who struck first through the air. Spartans were unable to get anything going offensively until the fourth, when they scored the last points of the night through the air. The Eagles leave winners 30-22.
Alright, we're here with Brad from the Eagles, wide receiver. Brad, excellent game. How do you think it went with the team and all?
I thought the team played really well. The boys were really good tonight. We had both Lewis and Ed, our other quarterback. Defense was very solid in the first half. They came out even better in the second. Held really well. We had a few stupid penalties, but discipline's something that we're really going to work on in the coming weeks. So that's what we're doing.
And you can see the crowd behind us. They love Brad here. Yeah, Razorbacks coming up next week. How do you think you're going to do?
It's going to be a hard game. They're always a hard game for us. We've got a long history against them, and everyone knows that. So we've really got to go back to training, get everyone to training this week, and make sure that we come out and make sure we're 3-0 at the end of next week.
Excellent stuff. All right, there's Brad for you.
So that's week 3 of Gridiron here in Adelaide. On top of the ladder, we see the Eagles flying high at 2-0, the Chiefs tomahawking away at 2-1, the Oilers drilling away at 2-1, while Spartans and Razorbacks both yet to win their first battle / escape the Hunters.
Next week we will see the Chiefs on the sideline watching on as the Razorbacks try and get their season back on track against the Eagles, and the Spartans and Oilers do battle in the second game.
Thanks for stopping by. You stay classy, San Diego.
Padded Up.